Hello all and welcome from London to the Gfinity UK Qualifying Cup for the Halo World Championships 2016. My name is Wonderboy and joining me here from Fulham Broadway is Mr. Mark Hatcher, aka Onset. Mark, welcome to London, my friend. How are things?
Very well, thank you, Harry. Incredibly excited to get going today. If you didn't know, there has been an absolute storm of team changes in the EU, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they play out today.
Absolutely, yeah. Like you said, an absolute hurricane worth of team changes. We had a team split, we had players changing from here and there. Hopefully, we'll be able to cover it for you all in this broadcast. But first things first, Mark, we're here from London, and it's just great to be here. We have the Gfinity qualifying campaign. It starts today. This is for obviously Gfinity points going towards the Gfinity ladder. But yesterday we had the German qualifiers as well. That was from the ESL studios up in Leicester. Team 1 taking that one, and obviously we have the NA qualifiers later on today. But yesterday's German qualifiers, wow, that was quite a show, wasn't it, Mark?
Yeah, it was indeed, and Team 1 actually took that. Fabe were the team to look out for going into that tournament, but as we previously mentioned, a bit of a storm. Mose, one of their most valued players on that team, actually left yesterday just before the qualifiers to join Team Vibe, who we'll be seeing today, and they were just pipped at the post by Team 1.
Yeah, they absolutely were. Fabi, like you said, definite favourites coming in, but they were absolutely shocked. That loss of Mose was quite a telling factor, but it's got to speak towards the strengths of Vibe that hopefully we'll be seeing today in our broadcast. So the format for today, we're going to be playing some best of 3 matches up until the semi-finals, and then we will move into best of 5. The standard Halo World Championship rule set, will be in effect, and the winner of today will secure 5,000 qualifier points towards the Gfinity ladder, which will go into seeding the UK qualifying finals in January, Mark, and 16 teams from the ladder will be invited to that qualifying tournament as well.
This is the start of the journey for these teams now. We've had the run-in, we've had the talk about the Halo World Championships. This is where it all begins now for me and for these teams, and it's going to be really exciting to see how it starts to play out and see what teams come out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. I think today is the real showing of who is going to be the ones to look out for in terms of the qualifying campaign. Not only for the UK qualifying tournament in January, but also the EMEA, the Europe, Middle East and Africa finals as well, going to Halo World Champs. So I do believe we have a bracket to show you as well. 32 teams actually entered today's qualifying tournament, so that's actually quite a good show in there. Mark, why don't you just run us through there? This is split up into 4 quadrants, as I said. 32 teams signed up today. Why don't you run through some of the results there?
So we've seen Excel.Halo, maybe not surprisingly, taking a 2-0. Well, they got a bye actually in their first match. Garda 2-0 over Team Atlantic in their matchup, and they met up, and it's currently 0-0 Excel.Halo Garda. They haven't started that series yet. Floppy Ponies took a 2-0 lead.
Love the team.
Another bite. That is a fantastic team.
Floppy Ponies.
That is some great inspirational wordage there. The next one was Dot Infinity 2-0 over BSB, and they will be meeting up. It will be Floppy Ponies, my new favourite team in the bracket.
Floppy Ponies.
Taking on Infinity in the round of 16 match.
I'm going to be looking out for Floppy Ponies, I think. So moving on to the second quadrant, the team we're going to be seeing up next, I do believe, Excel.Halo. They were given a bye in the first round, and they are waiting to see the result of IRL Kings versus Aspire UK, and I hope that's going on as we speak. Infused Halo. Now, they made a change. They arguably one of the strongest teams in the UK, but they made a change recently. So today is going to be a real test for them. They took down One Gaming Esports 2-0 and are going to be playing against Team Eagles in the round of 16 match, as Team Eagles took down Chaos 117 2-0.
And it'll be interesting to see, as we say, how Infused get on today. But on to the third quadrant now. Big World UK taking another bye, 2-0, and they'll be waiting in the next round for Curly Power, or Curly Powie. I don't know if they missed the R off there.
I'm saying Curly Power. I like Curly Power.
I like Curly Powie. They took a 2-0 win over Riot Gaming, interestingly,
really?
Which is a big upset early in the bracket. So big things to come from that side. In the next game, we saw Nom get a bye through to the next round.
Good stuff, Nom.
Nom absolutely chewing their way through the bracket. and in the last game in this bracket, we saw Last Second taking a 2-0 lead and winning that series against Hyped Gaming, and they will be playing against Nom in the round of 16 match.
All right, then. So on to the last quadrant. Rift Halo, again, given a bye. They're going to be playing against Viperio Halo. That is a big, big match. We saw them last weekend, actually, Mark, go to a Game 5, I do believe that was, between those two teams. So that's going to be a good matchup. Nugget. Oh, wow, what a team name. Nugget. They lost to Enrage Esports, and Enrage will be playing up against Vibe in that round of 16 match as Vibe took down Aspire, redirected 2-0. One thing I did want to point out though, Mark, like you said, Riot Gaming losing. They were another team who made a change after last weekend's somewhat disappointing performance for them. It didn't work out for them. They're out in the round of 32. I mean, they lost at the first hurdle. That's pretty disappointing for them.
I think they'll be absolutely gutted with their performance. It goes to show that team changes don't always work. Some people can do it as a sort of a snap decision when things don't go their way, but sometimes it's worth sticking together and working through some of the stuff that hasn't worked previously. And Riot Gaming just shows that sometimes team changes aren't always the best thing.
Yeah, so I think we have a little bit of time while we wait for the bracket to catch up. So let's talk about some of those team changes a bit more in depth. The big one, obviously, is Infused dropping or parting ways with Riots, who has been so consistent for such a long time. That's really... It didn't really seem to make sense from an outsider's point of view. Obviously, something internal happened there. They managed to pluck Blackjack from Team Vibe, who, in my opinion, seem to have benefited from the situation because they've managed to snatch Moe's from Fabi. It's all a big hurricane, but the big one there is definitely Riots from Infused leaving.
I think a lot of the North American viewers who'll be watching right now will sort of see Riots as a name that's synonymous with Halo, and to not see him in this competition at the moment is a big shock, and it's a big change to the EU scene. As we've previously said, team changes happen. They weren't happy with their performance last weekend. They were absolutely smashed out of the water by Epsilon. Yeah. It really wasn't a close series. I don't think any of the players on that team were particularly pleased with their performance, but we'll see how that team change works out, and we'll go from there.
All right, just getting word that we'll be seeing Excel versus IRL Kings in our first matchup, but coming back to team changes though, Mark, as we said, Blackjack leaving Vibe for Infused. Do you think that was the right call?
These players have teamed together before. Okay. We saw Vibe take the Battle of Europe last season in H2A, which was Ramirez, Blackjack, Chalky, and Septic.
Yes.
So it's just one change there with Septic being replaced by 2 Foxy. So they do have previous chemistry. They do have previous success, sorry. So it'll be interesting to see, as I say, how it plays out. They're used to each other. A lot of the new players on that squad are also very good at adapting to new games, which is maybe a big factor in that. So, as I say, we can't speculate too much. We just have to see until we get them in action and see how they perform, especially if they meet up with Epsilon somewhere in the bracket. That's what I would be looking for.
That's going to be the real test. Like you say, a lot of things happen behind closed doors. It's only for us to speculate. But in my opinion, I think Vibe are the real winners out of this whole team change scenario. They plucked one of the biggest slayers in Europe of Moe's from Fabi. So in my opinion, Vibe have come off very, very well. So let's move on to the game types we're going to be seeing. XL versus IRL Kings. Game number 1 is going to be Fathom Capture the Flag, Mark. Quite a fast-paced game type. Reminds me a little bit of Onslaught Capture the Flag back in the Halo 3 days. It's going to be very fast-paced, and on the XL side, I know we have a lot of Slayers. We'll run through the lineups in a moment.
But for me, Fathom certainly seems to be going in favour of XL, certainly on paper anyway.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you on that one, Harry. I mean, the camo is going to be huge in this game. Sneaking through, not being available on that radar, which is such a big thing in this game. The railgun up top is going to be so important to pick up those big kills top mid. And as you say, very fast-paced map. If you get that flag out, you get a few kills. You've always got a chance of capping.
All right then, so game number 2 will be Plaza Team Slayer. A little bit slower. Yes, we have overshield top middle every 2 minutes, but on that kind of map, it's more of a trying to trap the other team in an area where they have to force their way out, if that makes any sense. So we're going to be seeing a lot of sloppy deaths as teams try and push out. I'm losing my words, Mark. It's only early on in the broadcast. I got to find them somewhere. Are they under the table? I found them. We're going to see a lot of sloppy deaths as teams try and push out from being trapped in buildings and stuff. But that overshield every 2 minutes is going to be the catalyst towards the game in Plaza Team Slayer.
Yeah, I think the word you're looking for is control.
This
is a map where control is so important. As you say, you can force spawn. If you get decent control of the map, you can sort of predict the spawns of where your opponents are going to be, and as soon as you do that, especially with a sniper on the map, if you have that in your hand, you're going to be able to establish a big lead and close games out fairly easily. Alright
then, so game number 3, if it's needed, is going to be Empire Strongholds. We've seen Empire in the past on Strongholds. We certainly saw it last weekend. That bottom pit, kind of bottom middle stronghold is going to be the one to control.
That is a real war zone down there, especially with the overshield spawning down there, which is so important on this map. If you can control the overshield, you can get control of that pit stronghold. If you can do that, you can work around one of the bases, you can force spawn your opponents into the other base that you're not controlling, and you can quickly build up a very quick lead.
Absolutely right. So let's take a little bit of time to run through the lineups. Let's talk about Excel first. We have Snakey and Godshot, who recently parted ways with Barrage. They came third last weekend. Again, another really kind of quizzical team change. They all decided to go their separate ways. So we see Snakey and Godshot from Barrage fame teaming up with Lunny and Havoc from XL fame as well. So that team on paper, a lot of strong slayers, and you also have Godshot and Snakey in there, the duo from last weekend that really stood out to us. In there doing the dirty work as well.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, Snakey and Godshot are the two players we're going to be looking out for on that team. They really performed exceptionally well last weekend. And if they can, again, questionable team changes, they have lost Vard, another name synonymous with EU.Halo, an absolute tank of a player. But they have brought in Havoc, a young, up-and-coming player, and with Lunny on the team, bit of a diamond in the rough, so I've heard. So we'll be giving him some time and looking to see what he can do.
Apparently he's a superstar in the making, Mark. I'm looking forward to see how he's going to do up against the IRL Kings. I think you had the lineup on your phone, I do believe. If I remember off the top of my head, it is Johnny 5, Crispy Beck, Totters?
Possibly.
Maybe. You need to find it.
I need to find it. I'll look it up.
I will look
really
it up very, very Again,
soon.
like we said, a lot of team changes happened.
Unbelievable
Okay.
amount of team changes.
It was like a hurricane. I woke up this morning, I didn't even know who was on what team. As far as I can say, words are hard.
It's okay, Harry. I am here to save you. It's Johnny 5, Crispy Beck, To Be Godly, and DEF Adder.
I told you, I was so close.
You did nearly nail it, to be fair. That is
got 2 out of 4. I'm taking that as a win, personally. We're still waiting for both the teams to get into the game. In fact, Johnny 5's a previous teammate of mine. Back in the playing days.
That's interesting.
Dragged his sorry soul up to the heights of top 6 and then left him for dead afterwards after the event. So
that's just classic you, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Always looking to better yourself.
I am a absolute
the snake in the
I'm
grass.
A snake in the grass. You better not be walking through the field barefoot, Mark, because I'll be nipping at your toes.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Venomous cobra. Look at me. You know.
I'm scared of you right now.
Again, we're still waiting for teams to get into the game. Come on, guys. We're trying to run a qualifier here. I have a train to catch later on today. I came all the way from Kent today. You know that?
I was expecting you to say somewhere that was a lot further away when you said
you're
that.
Further away than me.
Scotland,
no,
I came from Newcastle. You came from Kent, which is
about an hour away. About an hour away. But the last train home today is at 11:30. Okay, so if teams want to just get their acting gear, so I can actually go home tonight, that would just be great. Come on, guys. I'm just trying to do my job. I'm trying to be a good friend.
I'm going to throw a question your way.
Go.
I know we're very early in the bracket. Sorry.
In the bracket.
Who do you think is going to take it today?
Ooh, that is a good question. This is the first time we've really seen Vibe.
Yeah, it really is. The first time we've heard Vibe and seen these players on Halo 5. I mean, Septic went over to North America last year.
Yeah, got a lot of experience under his belt.
He was with the Suds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be an experience, and we haven't even seen him in Halo 5 yet.
Exactly.
So it's going to be really exciting to see how they play. Respectful, another player from
Halo
last
2
year.
anniversary. Yeah, he was
the rising star.
He was a rising star, but couldn't quite realise his potential in the end. So yeah, first time we've seen Vibe. The new Infused, I think, I have faith in, but they need a lot of time together. And considering they just made the team change, I think it's going to be really, really difficult for them to make something happen. Yes, they have the experience under their belts, but I think they're going to need a little bit of time, a bit more time grinding the game. Chalky especially looked very, very rusty last weekend.
Yeah, he really did. I know he's not happy with his performance. I mean, he's a super competitive guy, and he'll be looking to bounce back today. So, where is your money? Obviously, we haven't even mentioned Epsilon yet.
I was
stormed
just
last weekend.
Say, yeah, we didn't see Vibe last weekend, so it's our first time really seeing them. I think if anyone's going to bring it to Epsilon, it's going to be Vibe. But again, I mean, I can't see anyone topping them. I mean, especially after last weekend, they put on such a dominant performance, and none of them really put a foot wrong. I'll tell you who really impressed me from Epsilon last weekend, 57.
57 was back.
Buck 57.
57 is back.
In my opinion, was the most valuable player for Epsilon. I know a lot of people were saying, Snipe Drone and Jimbo, and 20 were making all these flashy plays, but 57 never really had a bad game. He was just constantly slaying. He was constantly just doing the right thing. And the Epsilon team as a 4 are a really formidable force. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see them win today, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if we see them winning the whole thing in January as well, the UK qualifying event here at the Gfinity Studios here in London, Mark.
I totally agree with you, and I mean, as you mentioned with 57 and consistency, I think is the biggest contributor to people who win tournaments is the ones who play the most consistent through the tournament. You've got players on that team, as you say, like Snipe Drone and Jimbo, etc., who can make the flashy plays, but sometimes you can't do that every game. So you need that consistency factor. And 57 didn't play a lot of H2 Anniversary. Obviously his brother did, and he's come back and he's playing full-time again now. Yeah. And it is really showing in his gameplay, and he's absolutely smashed last weekend, and there'll be definitely a player to look out for. Yeah,
I mean, it was like I said, all 4 of the Epsilon players played out of their mind last weekend, and they really did look strong. Good news, guys. Spectate button is up, so we're going to wait another 30 seconds while we let the theatre mode catch up. What was I going to say? Yeah, hopefully they're not in a warm-up. This could be so embarrassing if we cut to the game and they're all just warming up. It's just going to be a mess. But hopefully they're actually in the game. So you don't have to listen to us talk for too much longer as I press the spectate button now, Mark. Fingers crossed they're not in a warm-up.
You didn't give me your answer.
Who's going to win today?
Yep. I'm not letting him get away with it. I'm not letting him dodge this question. He's got to give me an answer.
I'm saying Vibe.
You're going Vibe?
I'm saying Vibe. If anyone is going to bring it to Epsilon, it's going to be the Storm Rifle of Moe's, and it's going to be the Assault Rifle of Brandon
Should we both go underdogs and not go Epsilon?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to go Infused.
I am an
They're
Epsilon.
They're going to bounce back.
Wow.
Chalky's going to have a great game today and destroy everyone again like he did in H2A.
All right then, people. We are loading into the game. It is Fathom Capture the Flag XL versus IRL Kings. We're going to be starting things off with the rising star of Lunny.
Yeah, really interested to watch Lunny. We've heard a lot about him so far. He's got that life rifle, and he is trying to help lock down that camo as he catches a player to his right. It's Crispy Beck, who's going to take down with the beatdown. That's 2 down now, and he's looking to make sure that he can secure that camo still up. He's going to push in here, take down Johnny 5, takes him down with a headshot, picks up the camo, but he is eventually taken down by the flanker. I believe that was Godley who came through.
Yeah, let's swap over to Godley, who is in fact taken down. Let's jump over to the new man for Excel Esports. Is going to be Snaky. Last weekend, him and Godshot put on a real performance for Barrage. Unfortunately, they are not with him anymore. However, he's taken down by Adder, who hits him with a perfect. Let's swap over to the man who was recently flown out to Seattle for the Halo 5 launch tournament by 343, but he's taken down by Johnny 5. And it looks as if at the moment the IRL Kings are putting up a good fight against this XL team.
Yeah, really holding their own here. I'm not too surprised, to be totally honest. As we say, a very new squad here. They're going to take a little bit of time to gel in this game. But we're going to stay on board with Crispy, with Snaky we've gone on board with. One of the standout players from last weekend, as we've previously mentioned. He's going to be pushing into the base now with that BR. Takes the AR out, finds 2 players in front of him. He's just backing down, waiting for Johnny 5 to poke out, takes him out. The other player was taken out, I believe, by Lunny, and that's 3 dead now as Havoc pushes in for the flag. And Snaky going to be looking for the spawn kill on this silo. Sees 2 players here, puts good shots on. They're all going to be pushing through thanks to that spectator mode. He looks to his left, great call out. Picks up another one. He's going to be looking for his own court now. Johnny 5 challenges, just doesn't get the headshot there, but great shots here and a great start from Snaky.
Yeah, I'm seeing Havoc here, top middle with the flag. Still yet to be seen. Check out the use of the ground pound to get him across the map. Just needs his team to recover that flag, and that will be at 1-0, I do believe, to XL Esports. I'm looking across the board, and it's going to be Snaky the man to put the first flag in. Just under 2 minutes gone in the game. XL Esports are up 1-0 very early on, Mark.
Great play from Snaky there. We saw him kill almost everything on the opposition side there, and then he eventually managed to sneak in and get that objective as well. So great play with him, making sure he came back with the flag to secure the cap, and now we're going to see him setting up in this treehouse with the Storm Rifle. We know how devastating this weapon is. Absolutely destroys people. Looks to his left, finds another player.
It's going to be
Godley taken down. I believe that's 4 down. A killing spree for Snaky, and what a start here for Snaky, destroying.
Yeah, good stuff here from Snaky. Realizes they're going to be spawning either in that low door or the silo. Look at him posting up. He's happy to watch his radar, just make sure no players push through. He's going to find Godley there. One thing I will say about Snaky, he certainly knows about the spawn system in this game. Knew there was a player below him because he saw him in the radar earlier. That's going to be Johnny 5 trying to put up a fight. But Snaky there, unable to cut off the rotations, but it's his former and current teammate, Godshot, who's the man already running the flag. This could be 2-0 very much early on in this game, Mark.
And they're going to be confident with the start they've had here. It's a nice game for this new squad to start off with. 2-0 up. But Godshot looking good, Snaky looking good, and Godshot's going to be looking to lock down his base here, try and take out that player, which is eventually cleaned up. Now he's pushing towards the silo with Snaky. The duo, as we've mentioned, they're going to try and look to push through to this blue tree house and secure this last cap as another kill was picked up. Snakey now pushing in front. Great work together here. Great teamwork. Pushing as a two. Pushing through this treehouse. Cleaning up the kill in the treehouse. Another killing spree. As we said, that's a killing spree from Snakey. We've seen a killing spree from Godshot. And now he's looking to push into the base to secure that third cap.
Yeah, just really excellent efficiency here from the XL side. They just seem to be really communicating very, very well. And the difference between the two teams at the moment seems to be in the kill feed. Just kills going the way of XL. And check it out. Godshot here knows he's under pressure. Happy to stay alive, get his shields. Just about 4 minutes gone in the game. They are 2-0 up, so no... nothing needs to be forced there as Godshot finds Crispy Beck, freshly spawned. I'm seeing in the kill feed, Lunny was the man going off with the railgun, but I do believe it was Godshot the man who team-naded him. But again, look how long Godshot's been alive. He's been staying alive in the enemy base, picks up a double, and already he's running the flag mark.
He's going to be close to that killing frenzy, I believe, as well. And just to point out the patience of Godshot there. He waited every time that he saw his low shields, backed out. If he saw a teammate die, he would back out again, sort of retreat towards his own base ever so slightly. And it's proven here that as he picks up the killing frenzy and he's going to run this third flag in for his team. As his Snakey coming off the spawn there, Havoc putting down shots, picks up another kill, and this should be game one going to the side of Godshot, Snakey, Havoc and Lunny. Great stuff there from them.
Excel.Halo there doing great work, taking game number one over the IRL Kings. That was Fathom capture the flag. I'm going to try and have a little look here at the kills. I mean, we saw Snakey and Godshot both had killing sprees. We saw killing sprees, excuse me. We saw Godshot with a killing frenzy, but Lunny the man who was actually tied top fragging in the game there with Godshot. 12 kills apiece from those two. Good job by the XL team. They will take game number one in this best of 3 series.
And it's good to see Lunny coming out the traps, as we say. Yeah. Apparently a bit of a diamond in the rough. I haven't heard a huge amount about him. All I've heard of these rumours on the grapevine. So good to see him coming out with a bit of fire and the other guys doing what they do. But Godshot, you've got to give him some props there. When you've got a flag in your hand, you're picking up killing frenzies.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can you ask?
Out-pistoling people
Unbelievable.
with that flagnum. He was winning gun battles with the objective piece in his hand.
One-handed.
I mean, that's exactly one-handed. He was winning gun battles literally one-handed. So good stuff there from Godshot and Snakey and Lunny. Of course, Havoc as well. We didn't really see much of Havoc that game because it was over so quickly. But Godshot and Snakey especially, certainly continuing on from their performance last week.
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty pleased to get that game under the belts. As we said, another team that's undergone big changes this weekend, in the last few days, sorry. And if you come out and you perform well, 3-0, killing frenzies, killing sprees, gives you that little bit of confidence. You don't question yourself so much.
All right, then, let's look at what's coming up in game number 2. It's going to be Plaza Team Slayer. The IRL Kings are going to need to win this one if they want to retain their hopes of continuing on in this bracket. Remember, this is a best of 3, so if the IRL Kings are to lose, they will be going out here in the round of 16.
They will indeed. So it's all or nothing now. But again, you can't, after that last performance, you can't really look past Excel taking this game. I mean, if there's one player I do like to watch with the sniper rifle from the EU, it's Snakey. Yeah. I mean, I keep going on about him, but he has been destroying recently, and you can't help but notice him. When someone is going off as much as he has been recently, you have to give him this attention. Same with Godshot, so it's going to be a difficult battle here as we just wait for that spectate mode to start and we can get into the next game.
So yeah, we just have about a minute until we can jump into the game. Talking about IRL Kings though, definitely a disappointing game for them. They were outclassed for a lot of that team. A lot of that game by the other team. A lot of kills again going in the way of XL, and it showed in the final result because they were able to take the game 3-0 on Fathom, capture the flag. Key for them in this next game, Plaza Team Slayer is going to be controlling the overshield. Comes up every 2 minutes mark at top middle. It's going to be pretty much a key to this game.
Yeah. It's going to be massive for your IRL Kings. If they can lock down a couple of overshields and get a couple of kills, again, with a newly formed team, sometimes you don't know how they're going to react when they go behind. You know, it's all well and good when you're winning. It's fantastic. You're getting on well. You're communicating. But when you go down for the first time, it's always good to see how new teams especially, react to that. So if they can get a little lead, get a few overkills, pick up a few snipe shots, you never know what could happen in this series.
Exactly. And then XL will start doubting themselves. Remember, XL is a newly formed team. They formed yesterday. They formed last night. So if you can get a little bit of doubt in their heads, they start doubting each other and they stop trusting each other, then maybe that's the way to get back in this series for the IRL Kings. Okay, we are loading up the game. Game number 2, Plaza Team Slayer. IRL Kings find themselves 1-0 down in this series. They need to win this and the next game in order to advance, Mark.
Yeah, we're going to start off with Johnny 5 now. We're going to hope that he can get off to a good start here. And as we say, this game is absolutely massive for the IRL Kings, the self-proclaimed IRL Kings. So he's looking to lock down that over. I'm not sure where that over actually turned
it
up,
went
but
to,
he is
Havoc.
flanked.
Havoc in the end.
Has Havoc picked it up? He
He
has
has.
indeed. So we're going to jump on board with Liam Peck here, and he's looking to hopefully put some pressure on these players. I don't like it when players sit back with this overshield on Plaza. You can really push, and but he's taken, just managed to dodge those Hydra bullets.
Yeah.
And he's going to set up top yellow here and work around his team as Snaky picks up a double kill already with that sniper rifle.
Yeah, Havoc still has this overshield to play with. It's like we talked about in the pre-game show. Happy to pin these players here in the yard area as Godly goes down to Havoc, and again, still happy to be aggressive with this overshield. Now he's taking on Adder as well, putting on some great shots, but smartly stays alive, knows he just needs to pin the IRL Kings here in the yard.
And they've got full control here, and it's going to be very difficult for the IRL Kings here as we jump on board with Snaky. We saw he picked up a double kill earlier, but a couple of kills going down here. Adam managed to pick one up, but 2 more for Excel, and there's Snaky again. We mentioned it before, the headshot already, and he's just going to post here. As we see, his teammates are doing a great job. It's almost like the IRL Kings know he's got this weapon, and they're scared to push out because they know he's just going to rip the faces off.
Yeah, I think an IRL Kings player there is absolutely happy to stay behind that glass, just distract Snaky, but oh my word, as long as he's hitting shots like this, Mark, it's not going to be good news, Gary, for the IRL Kings as they are down at 2-10 in this game. Let's turn on player outlines for a second, so we have a little look at who Snaky has to aim for. Oh my word! Snaky shuts down Godly like it's nothing, and then the double as well, taking down Crispy Beck. 13-3 the score. And Snaky, my son, take a bow.
This is a Snaky loving right now. Absolutely unbelievable sniping from him. I don't know how he got away with it. The player creeped up behind him and he thought, this is an easy kill. Turned around, ripped his face off, picked up a double kill. This is why we've been talking about him so much. He is absolutely destroying right now.
Yeah, and look at the score, Mark. It's all because Snaky has this sniper in his hands. All because Havoc got that overshield. We spoke about it before the game. If IRL Kings were to get back in the game, in the series, excuse me, it was all about getting control of that overshield, but the first 2 overshields go in the way of Excel. And at the moment, the scoreline certainly speaks towards that being a contributing factor. Snaky is just hitting shots right now, Mark.
I was almost disappointed there in Snaky because he didn't rip people's faces off. I mean, he's just hit 2 unbelievable shots, putting 2 players in no shields, but from the standard of sniping we've seen from him so far, it was almost like a disappointment he didn't take the faces.
I like how he knows he was caught off guard last time by a player flanking, but Godly there again, just trying to push out top middle. You can't do that while Snaky's got this, my friend. And he knows exactly where they're going to be spawning, but this could be Snaky's demise. He is weak. Let's turn off player outlines. Let's see what Snaky sees. As he's going to try and take out a few of the IRL Kings down the ramp area, but look at the kill feed. It's just everything going in Excel's favour, and now Snaky has a fresh sniper to play with, Mark.
Just to point out, I'm not sure if Snaky's died yet.
Ooh, let's find out.
He has
not.
He has not died, so he's 9-0. 9-0 now, another headshot for him. We've got to stay with him, haven't we? Can we see a perfection on stream in Halo World Championship qualifiers?
I really would have loved to see some of the new guys, Lunny, Havoc especially, but I'm afraid as long as Snaky's got this weapon, we cannot move from his screen. We saw that unbelievable no-scope double he hit earlier, and honestly, it's almost unfair to swap off his point of view and check out the angles he's taking. Can't quite connect with a few of these, though. And that's good for the IRL Kings as they're trying to put a bit of pressure on. But check out the map knowledge from Snaky. Happy to just bait himself, let his teammates clean up the kills. And it's 29-9, a 20-point lead for Excel.Halo.
And as we talk about Snaky's 9-0, but you've got to give massive props to his teammates here. He's barely getting shot. And another one, that's 10-0. The killing frenzy. Trying to take another one out. Snaky going absolutely mad here. Double kill for him. It's 11-0 now. The power player medal comes up, and I think that is the most appropriate thing you could call him right now.
Absolutely. Snaky's very much the power player. Wouldn't surprise me if he would have hit this. But I think he's feeling the heat. As we know, he was caught off guard last time, managed to survive that time. Oh, and again, it's another headshot now for Snaky. He's just going in. The power player medal is already under control. We may just see another one.
I tell you what, if I was Snaky right now, I saw that overshield pop. If I'm 12-0, I'm saying give me that overshield.
Yes.
Give me that overshield. I do not want to die right now. Obviously, they're going to look for the win first, but a 36-10. No, he's going to be finally taken out. Snaky, great run there. 12-0 to start the game, but he's finally taken out by Adder, I believe it was, in the end.
Yeah, it was a combination of IRL Kings player, but again, it's Lunny with a double kill. It seems to be the XL players that are just doing work right now. It is currently a 28-point lead in favour of XL. Good stuff from them. IRL Kings at the moment very much facing elimination. Don't forget, if they lose this, they will be out. It is a best of 3 here in the round of 16 of the UK Qualifying Cup.
I don't think that the Excel side can be more happy with the way they've started so far, but a couple of kills going down here. I don't think they're going to pull it back. I've got to be honest, 39 to 14 is going to be difficult
Never say
for them.
never, Mark.
Never say die. Maybe if one of them can go on a snaky spree, as we're going to call it from now on, you
Snaky
never
spree.
know. But Havoc coming in, managed to pick up the kill. Lunny picking up another kill now on Johnny 5. Looking to challenge Godly top. Great use of the boost, and Snaky there to clean that kill up, 42 to 14. And yeah, I think this one's pretty much all she wrote here,
Mark,
Harry.
this is almost a 30-point game. This is almost a 30-point game, Mark. Those are words that actually just came out of my mouth. That is a big old lead. And Lunny wants to extend it. At the moment, the IRL Kings, it's not looking great for them. They are facing elimination. Lunny's surely not going for a Spartan charge. You actually got to hit them there, Lunny. You can't just hit walls, my friend. But he still comes out with a trade, 44 to 15. IRL Kings right now. Oh, we could be saying goodbye to them here in the round of 16.
Yeah, it looks like they'll have to return to being IRL Kings, Harry. Not a great performance from them so far, but when you're coming up against players like we've seen some of the plays we've seen so far, I mean, Snaky, Godshot, Lunny, Havoc, all been playing superbly in this game, it's going to be difficult for them. And I think they'll be back strong next time, hopefully.
Well, never say never, Mark. There's still 5 minutes 30 left in the game.
That's true. We've seen bigger things.
We have. We only have 4 deaths to play with, though, on the IRL Kings side. Godly there's trying to be a hero, taking on a overshield player. And that's not going to be great. I hear a sniper, and it's Snaky once again. How many deaths is Snaky on now? I'm almost afraid to check. Only 2. Could this be 3? Surely not, Snaky. Thank you for not hitting that. I think I would have lost my hat. And you know what? I'm not even wearing a hat, Mark.
No, you're not. And you know, Snaky just fell apart, didn't he? To be honest,
Yeah,
as soon as we took him off stream, he crumbled. And we'll just have to know from now on, every time that Snaky plays, if he wants to play well, we just have to keep him on stream. It's as simple as that. But
right, then,
what a performance.
I'm pretty sure I can do that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm happy to do that.
We've got spectator mode. Of course we can.
As long as Snaky's hitting shots like that, let's just take a quick look at the kills. I do believe it was Snaky leading the way, 16 and 3, I do believe it was. So good stuff there from Excel.Halo. They knock out IRL Kings 2-0. A absolutely dominating performance by them. So they will be moving on to the round of 8 mark, and it's looking great for them. So we're going to take a very, very quick break, guys. When we come back, we will have a quarter-final matchup. We will let you know as soon as we know who that's going to be. And until then, we'll see you very soon.